Hello. In this week's module, you're going to be studying some of the auxiliary or extra or additional or secondary kitchen centers. So first we'll do a quick review of the center concept, what it is and why we care. And then we're going to delve much more deeply into the serving and dining centers. Along the way, we'll have some comments about some catering and entertaining functions. As you know, a work center or zone is an area within your kitchen where a particular task occurs. And there are three primary centers, the sink, refrigeration, and cooking center. But that's not all that happens in a kitchen. And so you can also have some secondary centers. For example, a baking center, I have one of those in my home, or a salad prep center. All right. You can also have some non-food task centers, including a communications center, maybe a laundry center, maybe an office work center. On your screen, you see an example of a planning desk, kind of a craft area center. All right. But the major, if it can be called that, the major secondary centers that we're going to be focusing on in this video are the serving and dining areas. Let's start with the serving center. What is it? What happens in a serving center? Well, it is focused on the task of getting food from the prep area to the dining area. Okay, it's also where you prepare the table and prepare items for the meal. Who uses the serving center? It actually varies, so you should check with your clients. The main components of a serving center are some storage space and, super important, counter space. The placement of the serving center is key. You need to consider your traffic flow and your circulation to the dining area. And I have another slide showing you an example of this. And it's important that your serving center should not interfere with the food prep workflow. You need a lot of storage in your serving center for items like dishes, glassware, flatware, serving pieces, linens, other stuff, accessories. Often this storage is actually provided in the other centers in a smaller kitchen. All right. Work surfaces are important by increasing the minimum preparation and landing areas for those other centers. Sometimes you can make them serve double duty and make them better suited, for serving. So here's an example of a floor plan of a kitchen that doesn't necessarily have a dedicated area for serving, but still serves that serving purpose or serving function. And in this case, I've put a little star on the two areas that could be used for serving. It could be staged on the island right here, or you could stage your serving function on this counter beside the wall oven. Okay, in both locations, there's some extra storage available for the serving items. And then you are out of the main work triangle. You can see the main work triangles over there. That's important. And kind of on the way to, assuming the dining is either on this side, actually, I don't know, or on this side. All right, this serving area is on the way to the dining. A specialty kind of serving center is a beverage station or a bar. All right. In this location, you can get beverages anytime without interfering with the cook. And it's specifically aimed at guests that serve themselves, or sometimes, even more formally, they are served by the host. A beverage station is located in a kitchen area. It's specifically outside the work triangle, but it needs to be near the dining and the social areas of the home. If your beverage station is primarily used for entertaining, it could be located in a different room, right? And that's seen specifically with the bar. Your beverage station will include a small auxiliary sink, under-counter refrigerator or a wine cooler, ice machine, definitely some countertop area, and it's got to have some storage for glassware and your beverages. Another specialty serving center is called a butler's pantry. A butler's pantry is a staging area between the kitchen and a formal dining room. All right, and it's where food is placed in between when it's prepared or cooked and when it's served. So a butler's pantry could include storage for dishes, serving pieces, and silver. It will definitely have a countertop area, and the food or dishes are going to be placed there on their way into the dining room, and also after the meal as they're being cleared from the dining room. You might have a warming drawer or an auxiliary sink or a wine cooler in this area, and you could definitely have some of the other stuff that's associated with a beverage center. All right. Um, One good thing to have in a butler's pantry, if you've got room, is a second dishwasher so that as the dishes are being removed from the table, some cleanup can start right away. Here's an example of a floor plan that includes a butler's pantry, and it's located between the kitchen, you can see the kitchen here, and the dining room, not shown over to the right. Okay, this butler's pantry includes a sink, a dishwasher, an ice maker, and a wine refrigerator. While we're on the topic of a serving center, let's talk about a dirty kitchen or a scullery kitchen. This is a fully equipped secondary kitchen where the real work of all the food prep, the cooking, the cleanup is carried out. All right. And it's often used when you have a beautiful show open kitchen open to the dining room. All right. But there's with the scullery kitchen or the dirty kitchen, there's no pressure to keep that kitchen clean. You can also keep some specialized cooking equipment there. So a scullery kitchen might include a sink, dishwasher, refrigeration, cooking appliances, storage, everything that you would have in a typical kitchen, but it is a specifically a closed or a hidden area. Now, we definitely wanted to talk about catering and entertainment. So here are some ideas for a home kitchen that a caterer could work in or a caterer would be comfortable in. And the first thing you want to make sure is that you have a kitchen with easy access to an outside entrance for loading and unloading outside of the view of your guests. All right, your kitchen for comfort in catering should be separate from the social area. So consider your sight lines, consider your sound insulation. This is not the time for that beautiful open kitchen concept. For a catering kitchen, you want wide work aisles because you're going to have multiple crew in there, not just one home cook. And they typically prefer larger appliances because they have larger trays and equipment. Okay. A catering kitchen, it's very important to have a warming drawer so that as food is prepared, it can be placed in the warming drawer and then served later at the proper temperature. You might want some expanded counter space for some larger food prep tasks. And again, because you've got multiple people running around, some time crunch, a separate beverage station with some additional refrigeration so you can go ahead and chill large amounts of drinks at one time would be a good idea. In addition, this might even be outside of your kitchen area, but some additional space can be needed to store coats for your guests, to store boxes and trays and supplies for your caterers. All right. A catering kitchen is fantastic for your guests who are going to be hosting large entertainments. Our topic this week is auxiliary or secondary kitchen centers, and we just talked about various issues having to do with the serving center. In the next video, we're going to move on to the dining center. Thanks, everyone.